I'm Cordelia Brown with Kansas Public Radio. Thanks for giving me a moment to chat with you about your music. We're talking with Peter Meechan, who's a Canadian composer who's written this incredible piece called Dreams Unseen for soprano and chamber orchestra.
It was originally commissioned by Jackie Dawson, who was a doctoral candidate here at the time, and she's the director of bands at the University of Manitoba in Winnipeg, where I live. We initially came up with the idea. She said, I'd like to commission a piece. We'll find some beautiful words because we're just here at the start of this pandemic and we're all locked down, not able to make music, and it's going to be 3 weeks before we're allowed to kind of make music again, which is what we all thought at the start. So she said it'd be nice if we had a piece about hope. As the piece went on, there was lots of things that happened in the world other than the pandemic. The first movement talks a lot about the mass graves of Indigenous children that were found in Canada, and the second movement has references to all those incredibly brave people who, in the middle of a pandemic, took to the streets to stand up for the rights of people who were very clearly not being thought of. And then the final movement did become about hope, but a more sort of quiet, cautious hope rather than a sort of big, joyous celebration, because it didn't really feel like we are in a place where there is lots and lots of hope. We've kind of got to have faith in the idea of hope rather than be hopeful.
In silence. The first movement, In Silence, really the words that are used over and over. In silence, they will be heard, their power will be felt.
This movement was very much about the Indigenous children. You would hear a lot about these things. People would talk and, well, everyone knows there's these graves and everyone knows what happens because Indigenous people would speak. They'd say their children were taken away from them and then they would disappear. And so everyone kind of knew, but it seemed to me that there was like a difference between hearing something and listening to something. And so this movement was about that we need to be quiet and to take in what's being said to us. It's up to us to listen.
Listen for the voices. So in the second movement, In Resistance, you were starting to recognize the ones who would resist, the ones who would fight.
We saw all the footage of the killing of an innocent person in George Floyd and all those amazing marches when people went out because there was a greater purpose to life other than their own personal existence. That's the end of the second movement, about people who stood up to be counted when it would have perhaps been safer to not do so.
And I love the words you end with. Hope will always be in my heart. We will keep walking on. Hope.
I have a very good friend of mine, Ryan Anthony. He was a principal trumpet player of Dallas Symphony Orchestra, and I guess best part of 10 years ago now, he was diagnosed with multiple myeloma cancer. But he fought very hard, and we had 8 years of extra time with him, which I think we probably didn't initially expect. Always on the bottom of his email, like a sort of his motto for life was music equals hope. And he believed that. He believed that it was music that kept him going and kept him alive, and I do too. Hope was everything to him. But he and I both had the same favorite song, which was You'll Never Walk Alone from Carousel. And so I kind of wanted to pay tribute to my friend with taking some of the words from that song and sort of maybe posing them a little bit as a question, and hope will always be in my heart. The last time we hear that is kind of with the trumpet and soprano playing together, and we don't hear the trumpet for the rest of the piece. So that was, a way to say goodbye to a friend.
been talking with Peter Meechan about Dreams Unseen for soprano and chamber orchestra from 2021. Thank you so very much.
Thank you.